Hey guys, welcome back to another Cajun toy review. Today we're going to be looking at Marvel's Sandman from the retro carded Spider-Man wave. And this figure looks pretty damn cool. Now, this figure was announced. I was with a lot of people very excited when the first pictures of it came out compared to like the original Build-A-Figure. And not so much. It was a smaller figure and lacking some of the cooler accessories and stuff like that. But in hand now, I'm on the fence. It looks actually pretty good. So we're going to talk about it. We will compare it to the previous Sandman and more. But let's get into it and check out our Sandman. So I love this box on it. This is nothing new that we haven't seen before with some of the others from this wave, which I thoroughly enjoyed. We got some really good ones like the redone Kingpin, the classic Green Goblin, Gwen Stacy, and stuff like that. And we got more coming up. I do like this and the X-Men one. So we do see we have an additional head on different our hand pieces and basically the fist attachments and stuff like that. So looking pretty cool. I do like that default head sculpt on him. I think the hair looks pretty good. I like the colors. So let's take a look. On the back, nothing new that we haven't seen with these packaging before. Little diagram showing us how to put them together if you want to change out the pieces. Bigger art piece for our Sandman, and a little bit of a read-up. A massive dose of radiation bonds petty criminal William Baker's body to sand, creating a massive threat to Spider-Man. That threw me for a loop for a second because I was like, man, his name's Flint Marko, but I forgot all about that thing. Anyway, so that's it. Not much to say else about that. So let's go ahead and open up our Sandman and check him out. Alright, we're looking at our Sandman out of the package, and this isn't a bad figure at all. All my kind of little concerns and gripes about it are pretty relieved. I think it's actually pretty good. It's definitely a must get if you collect it and you do not have the original. But even so, I think it's still worth it because this is a human kind of scaled down size Sandman. So if you want kind of your lined up of your Sinister Six or whatnot, kind of standing there, and you don't want a big bulking Sandman, this is a nice one to have. And overall, it's just a high quality, good figure and good representation, and comes with some kind of neat effects. So let's look at the effects and accessories that he does come with, and then we'll look at our Sandman. The accessories that come with our Sandman are two additional hand sculpts with a mace and a kind of a fist, and then we get this additional kind of sand damaged head, and it's pretty cool. The head's a little weird. It's not my particularly what I would want, but I don't know. It's different from the original, and I don't know what to make of it. I guess he's getting punched or shot or something like that. It is a neat effect, and the sculpting on it is actually really cool, especially when you compare it to the face. It does look really neat. I just it won't be my main go-to. I don't really compare it to the other one, the angry kind of mad Sandman face. I would rather just like kind of a half sand with the angry face. This one, he looks a little bit too calm for having half of his face just kind of blown out real quick. But I don't know. It's kind of like one of those earrings that were kind of hip for a little while with the giant holes that people had in their ears. This is the next level of that. But it's a cool texture, and like the paint for the rest of the face and stuff looks really good. We got that kind of same hair that looks like that Osborn hair, but I like it. I think overall it's not too bad. The sand effects pieces are really cool. So we have these attachments, which at first I was kind of like, what is this? But these go, take your Sandman, and you gotta make sure you get the right arm for each one. So that's the right one. And they kind of port on there like that, and then you see your peg hole, and then you get your attachment, and it just kind of ports into there like that, and it actually looks pretty good like that. I really like that effect a lot. I think that adds a lot to the figure, and it looks really great in pictures, and just overall it's just a cool effect. Really neat. You can't really do one side or the other. I guess if you wanted the mace on one side or the other, you can, but it'll look kind of ridiculous because he does have that fist is side appropriate. So you would, unless you want it to just be goofy, you could do that. But anyway, and that goes the same way. Just kind of get that on there. Line that up. You get your Big hole in there. And there you go. And see how good that looks? That looks pretty freaking awesome, huh? So, and they just pop right off, and then you just put your fist back on. But not bad. So that's really it. The extra head and then the 2 attachments for his hands. So let's take a look at our figure. And looking at our Sandman figure, and it's a pretty good figure. Like I said, I do have a major gripe with this figure, though. And it's the same gripe that I actually had with our new Captain America that we looked at. And that is the fact that for his forearms right here, they just painted the flesh over the green. And it might be hard to see in your light. I'm trying to get it where you can see, but you can see green in it, especially right here. You can see the green coming through, and that worries me a little bit. Just when I'm going to be switching out these pieces, if I'm going to be doing that, that's going to rub off even more and make more green show through. So that you can see, maybe you can see it right there, the green, right where my thumb's at. The green's coming through already. So that's kind of a bummer. I wish they would have either slapped another coat on there. I mean, it does match the skin tone for the arm, but at the same time, it's not enough to cover up all that green underneath there showing up. So that sucks. I'm not a fan of that at all. Overall, everything else, the paint apps are clean on this figure. Minus just a little tiny little brown smudge on his chin, but that's even barely noticeable. I could probably scrape that off if I wanted to. Shouldn't have to, but anyway. Everything else is clean. It's pretty simple. It's just a striped shirt and some brown pants. But the face app is clean. The hair and everything else looks good. It's just these damn forearms suck. And I wish they would do better than that. I don't know. So let's take a look at the rest of the paint. I guess is fine. We'll look at the face close. I think the face sculpt on this is really good. I do like the kind of pissed off furrowed eyebrows. Really good job with the teeth. We can see his gums and everything, stuff like that. That's real clean. The eyes look good. They're straight. No like misaligned paint there. But overall, everything else on that is nice. The stripes, everything else is fine. I think just standing up with the figures and stuff like that, I mean, it's pretty obvious if you're a fan of Spider-Man or pretty much those characters, you know who this is. This is Sandman, even without the effects. That shirt, that hair, and everything just kind of like dead ringing for it. So they did a good job representing the character. So as for articulation on our Sandman, we can look up pretty good. Down is a great little bit of pivot, not much. Of course, full rotation on there. Got forearm rotation. It's like a ratchet in there. He does have double jointed elbows, which are pinless, which is nice, and he's got some guns. Same on both sides. There's nothing different about that. Ab crunch about that. Sorry about that. I'm gonna knock down my rig. Do have waist rotation. Can split up with that much. Thigh cut. And double jointed knees. Get your own butt. And they are pinned. This older pants on here. I'm not sure what figure this is from. This is probably from multiple different reused ones with these jeans, but I think it's Luke Cage, but I could be wrong. And we have hinge on the foot, and the shoes are detailed. There's no paint on them, and there's peg holes on the bottom of his feet. But yeah, I think it's for $20, $22. It's a good figure. Hopefully, you know, like the paint doesn't come off any more than it is on the arms. But I think it's, if you don't have the Sandman, it's a good get. So let's look at a comparison now. So this is the Build-A-Figure Sandman. Now, this one came out with the Spider-Man wave maybe 2-3 years ago now. I can't remember. It's been a bit. But yeah, this one is much bigger, much more angry, swollen up Sandman. Now, comparison, obviously, size-wise, he's much bigger. And that's kind of what I was saying. If you want it just like your everyday street Sandman, you would definitely want this one. Now, to compare like what they came with accessories, because that's just not all, he did have this kind of big, crazy hand that looks really awesome with the effects on there. So he had that. And he had this big hammer, kind of brick house, you know, drop that on Spider-Man's face, and a cool hinge on it. But anyway, so he had that. So he had 4 different choices for his hands, and then he did have a face. So it's very similar. I did it again to that face, actually, really, really close. But again, it's huge proportions. Now, Sandman is the Sandman. He can change his shape and his size and stuff like that. So you can kind of get away with that. But that was a different option for it. So now there was like a SDC exclusive Sandman, which is just basically all brown, kind of sanded color, stuff like that. Didn't have all the crazy attachments. So that was your other Sandman for Marvel Legends. So before that, these were our 2 choices. Now there is a third option, but it's a Marvel Select, and it's worth mentioning because I think it's pretty good. So we're going to bring him out. Now he's size-wise, you're not going to stand for anybody? Okay. Size-wise, he's pretty much on par with the Build-A-Figure one. Now, he also comes with effects pieces and stuff like that. So we'll take a look at those. So he had, oh my god, I'm killing it today, guys. I'm sorry. So he had this kind of sandy fist, which was really cool, very kind of organic looking, turning into sand look on there. Then he had this kind of open fist, claw hand. Open claw hand, and that looks really nuts. I really love how it goes from skin to kind of like this sand, organic stuff like that. That paint and stuff like that is really good. That's up there, kind of NECA stuff. And then kind of comparison, he had this big mace. And look at the skin coming in there. That looks sick. And then he had this kind of crazy roller pin of death. So, and of course, interchangeable hands. No interchangeable head on this guy. But I just want to pull out and show. Let's see. We'll put. And he pulls his whole forearm out on this one. It's like some ASMR going on right there. All that noise. So we got that crazy hand going on. Oh, took it too much. So let's say we did that, and then we took this off and give him this ball. Or not. Alright, so that doesn't want to go in there, so we're going to just go ahead and throw on this piece. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Now, the reason why this figure, for me, I wanted to get this figure, even though I had to build a figure one, was for one more thing. Grab his waist, get really angry, pop that off. Then you get this attachment. Let's not gonna pour it on there. There we go. And there we go. Check that out. How's that look? Oh, let me pull it up a little bit. Holy crap, today is not the day. It's way too early in the morning. Alright, so there we go. There's 3 Sandman. So what do you guys think? I think they're all good. I think they all have their pluses and minuses for them and stuff like that. I don't know. I think they're all really cool. I definitely like when I'm doing in the pictures and stuff like that. I don't know. Having this effect piece is really awesome, man. That's really, really cool. Wish he had additional head, but it's not bad. So that's it. That's the Sandman's. That's my review. I think it's a good figure. I think for the money, this new one is worth it. Especially if you don't have any of the other ones. It's definitely a good figure. But I want to share the other ones with you guys so you can kind of get a comparison out there and make your own decision. So let me know in the comments what you think. And that's it. We're at 187 subscribers, guys. We're so close. I'm getting to 200. Thank you guys, man. Appreciate it. And like I said, if you're new here, welcome. Usually better videos. I'm not bumping into my cameras, but it is like 4 in the morning, so sorry. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself.